All right, everyone, we are here with the final off-season war. I know the season started today, but just getting this out there on YouTube. So path 8 here, we're going to take Infinity War Ironman with Doom. Nothing really to fear here, just got to look out for the auto block, which we don't do a good job of at the beginning. But really, we're just going to nullify the buffs, so we're not worried about him gaining his furies, passive furies from the node. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You could Doom cycle here. I think I go into it and there's that poor parry play, or poor armor up play by me. Actually, I think I just go to nuke him down with SB3s and then time an unblockable special for when he's below 18%. So pretty smooth, nothing special here. Infinity War Ironman, kind of a throwaway defender at the moment since he's not benefiting from a global and he's got plenty of counters out there. Yeah, we weren't really playing the Doom cycle there. Didn't push him high enough before throwing our special 3. I'm really trying to work this unblockable into the final 18% here. Holding on to these passive fury buffs from the rich get richer. Now he's within range, so just gonna end up doing heavy attacks. I'm gonna wait out this next armor up, and then this will do it. So nothing really special at all. I was really excited to take this Doom with Shang-Chi. I've used Shang-Chi against Doom in other modes, game modes. Probably won't use him against Doom in season. But we're really utilizing the slow Wushu here in preventing the aura and therefore preventing a lot of the nullify or the unblockable specials and the shock. So could be a good option for Doom depending on where he's placed if you need it. Plus he can bypass all the crit resistance since Shang-Chi has a lot of crit and guaranteed crits. So yeah, I believe this Doom doesn't have suicides. Yeah, he doesn't. So we get a nice real attempt here unboosted. And look at how hard that hits. So Shang-Chi is a Doom counter if you play him right, but he's usually a counter to a lot of things if you play him right, which I don't do on Path 4 later on, which you will see. So as I said, I'm headed to Path 4, so we're going to take this Dragonman on Footloose. Was curious here with Doom cycling the node and miss-tic dispersion global. And really what you just need to look out for, either A, land and intercept pretty early and just send the global on cooldown, or trigger it intentionally and then send it on cooldown. And I forget where, but if it's not on cooldown, you just have to be really, really smart before before setting up the Doom cycle when you're at special 3 and they're at special 2, about it being active, or let's say loaded, locked and loaded. But once you get them in the Doom cycle, especially if you're able to get to special 3 without triggering dexterity, you should be fine. I could very well see maybe triggering dex right before you throw special 3 and throwing special 3 and coming out with the miss mechanic on the opponent. But yeah, you can still, because you're going to end up using special 1 and having that distance, you can set up a parry without triggering a dexterity. So far going pretty well. The global has not refreshed quite yet, and now it has, so it could be active, but this fight is already over. So Doom's still very much an option for this global. And obviously for Dragonman, depending on where he's at. Now, Path 4 in here, I really wanted to practice and kind of force Shang-Chi here. He can do really well. However, the node is going to end up unblockable. So what that means is a lot of your Wushu activation is going to be through the opponent's blocked. And really with spam, in particular, you're going to want to stun Wushu, and then slow Wushu, and then heavy reset. You could do the slow before the stun like I just did there if he gives you an opening and if he's not unblockable. Trying to bait out this special 1 though, and because of how stubborn he is, that unfortunately made me a little too impatient, and I pushed him to special 2. And that pretty much would have done it, especially since that couldn't get out of range of his basic attacks. So pretty frustrating. But yeah, I mean, compared to the other skill options that you would probably use for Path 4 here, Shang-Chi is a little bit riskier. You really have to bring your A game with the tactic. And you're going to see that with Annihilus. Not bringing A game with Annihilus, just like you saw with Spam here. So there's a slow, there's a stun, heavy reset. Now if he's going to throw special 1, we can either go slow or stun. So I believe I go slow. And then I wait for him to back up to go hit his block to do stun, heavy reset, and then bait out SB1. Rinse and repeat. When you're ready for special 3 or special 2, instead of doing the stun, you're going to do the cleanse, and then you're going to and then you're going to throw special 2, and that'll reset the Wushus for you. So the important thing, if you take him here, is the slow. And it does not matter about the cleanse and the debuffs until you're ready to throw special 2, and that's in case you have any poppers on you. Just like there. So this is really how the fight should have gone the first time. But yeah, if the AI's got a pesky special 2 on top of a special 1, there's a bit of a risk of the slow debuff falling off. So that same concept here with Annihilus. I've used Shang-Chi against Annihilus in other game modes as well. You've got the slow, so you can avoid the unstoppable and bait heavies through block. Obviously with this node you can't. So it would be the same, stun Wushu through block, slow Wushu, heavy reset. Except here I don't have to worry about dropping a cleanse before throwing my special 2. I might want to drop a slow, and you see there I just wasn't paying attention, pushed into special 2. So same problem with Spam, you know. If you get to this node with Shang-Chi or this path with Shang-Chi and you can't deal with either or with both special attacks, then you're probably not going to have a good time if the AI decides to go passive. And granted, it didn't look like I gave him a lot of time there to be aggressive, but still. So went in with Doom. This is obviously an easy and a hard counter. We're doing a step back intercept, catching him with a light attack, ending with a medium into a heavy so that we could get those staggers placed, building the special 1 now that we've got it, the rod nullified. Now we can keep the staggers up, and we could actually Doom cycle here if we wanted to. And I believe that's what I go into here, which is kind of gaining power to get to my special 3, and this special 3 will end this fight. So yeah, I mean, Doom is an option too. And then we had this Void that I wish Shang-Chi had been ready for. But I know way back in the past, we used to use Doom for Void and just Doom cycle this and just pay really close attention to whether a Petrify was going to place or not. So I start off with that. Building power here, probably going to bait out a special attack from him if he's going to reach special 3 before I do, which he probably will. Here comes that Petrify. Of course, it's the first debuff when he's defending. It's usually the last when you're attacking. Got rid of it. Gonna start power draining him so that we can get to our special 3 before him. There's another Petrify, but we got it out of the way. Now we're just going to take some blocked hits and get to our special 3 and then start the Doom cycle. Now what should have happened was I should have just kept with the Doom cycle. But since it's an off-season war, I took a few risky attempts at trying to intercept him to get rid of ebb and flow. And of course, every time that I tried, Void was ready for it. So some more hilarity at my expense. There it is. He dashed back, just didn't do anything. Get the reparry. Go into it like I'm trying to do the Doom cycle. And sure, this damage is enough. I should have just continued this. I believe it's right here. I attempt one. Boop, caught me. Boop, caught me again. Boop, caught me with his special too. So, with those debuffs that I'm not going to get rid of, and now we're going to turn that Dark Sting into weakness. Just a bad idea. Bad idea. But yeah, it can work. You can just not do that. Build this special 3 and continue on with your life doing the Doom cycle until he's gone. But we are going to die from dot damage right here. And down we go. So, learn from my mistakes. Or, you know, just take a more ideal counter like Shang-Chi that we've revived. And you guys saw in a past off-season video, he's bugged. There are a couple cleanse charges. It's not infinite. I have noticed that it's not infinite, but whatever charges you have left, it's like a visual bug. The heavy makes it look like they're removed, but they're still there. There's no telling if those stack, and there's no telling anything else about that besides the fact that I don't think it's supposed to happen because it didn't prior to this update. But this would of course be a very, very easy counter. Now, obviously I have to risk an intercept just like I do with Doom to try and get rid of ebb and flow intercept, but I could also just punch through it because Shang-Chi's got the damage. But really it's just cleanse, stun, heavy, reset. You don't even need to throw the cleanse unless you know a damaging debuff or a non-damaging debuff is about to appear. And here we're building some extra charges with those perfect texts. But yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted Shang-Chi to go all the way through Path 4 and take Void. Just didn't play it right the entire war. And then I brought Immortal Abomination to help out with some mini-bosses. Never taken Chavez here with him. Never actually taken anything here with him. And I've been pretty excited about it since he can easily place poison and get rid of the stun reflect. But good old Chavez AI wanting to throw heavy attacks every second like it's her job. So this is going to make the special ones kind of annoying because she's going to constantly have them ready to go. Obviously, it's not a big deal in the off season. She's got recoil, so she's just hurting herself. We're not getting a real attempt from it. But Defiance Champ, so no buffs to feed Mystic Dispersion if they have it. And then the poison so that we can stun and just up the damage. I think coming up here, yeah, annoying little girl. Just won't throw, or just throwing heavy attacks. And then the last fight of this war, Mangog. Any of the Mystic Dispersion Mystics here? Maybe even any of them. They're not really difficult on this node with a Defiance Champ. And that's kind of what I'm getting the feel of with this attack tactic. Like, it just makes some champs really good. And depending on where the Mystic Dispersion Defender is, it only really kind of helps. But it's still on you to play it right. So, like, it's nice that I don't have to worry about Mystic Dispersion, but I still have to face a Mangog who's probably only going to throw special 2s so that we don't build hatred and have him go enraged. Now, luckily, with Immortal Abomination and the dupe, we have those weakness buffs debuffs building from every blocked hit, so it kind of reduces the damage. But I still have to play this node smart because there's Limber, and I can't really utilize a White Magneto pre-fight, being I'm not a hero or metal. So I have to be on my toes about blocking this special 2 the entire fight. while maintaining brute force on cooldown. So yeah, there's a benefit that I don't have to worry about a global, but it's still a Mangog fight with, I wouldn't say the first pick to take him with. I think most people would jump immediately at S99 for this. And if Ghost wasn't banned, definitely Ghost. But that's what the attack tactic's for. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, like, share. And I'll see you at the first war of the season.